Next up is Suzanne Reilly from Team. And again, I'm going to ask one larger question to you as well. As I mentioned earlier, by the year 2025, 1 in 4 Valley residents will be classified as seniors. And 90% of the seniors really prefer to age in place. What impact does that play in the Valley community in terms of housing, transportation, as well as just the different services that are needed?
Thank you, Sharon, and thank you for the good work to help and include the seniors in this much needed analysis of what's needed and the challenges that we have and the opportunities that we have for our senior population. You know, the year 1925, that's only 9 years away, and so it's hard to imagine, and that's those that are 65 years of age and older. We know that they like to age in place, and I like the Center for Disease Control and Prevention's definition of aging in place is the ability to live in one's own home and community safely, independently, and comfortably, regardless of age, income, and ability level. As many of my colleagues have said, and those on the panelists, that sometimes the income disparity does impact the role that we have for each individual. Safe, affordable housing, senior housing is very important. 90% decide that they want to age in place. But in their homes, how many of you in this room have a home that's zero entry, which means there's no steps to enter the home? Is there anyone? One or two. So that's the first challenge that an individual who is aging has. They may not be able to access their home to be able to get in and out of their home safely. The hallways may not be 30 inches wide or 36 inches wide. Doorways may not be wide enough for them to walk if they use a walker or a wheelchair. So there may be some renovation issues that would have within their own homes. Are the doorknobs, they can't turn the doorknob, they need the handle doorknobs. So little adjustments to just their home, their daily living, may be something that we would have to take a strong look at and to make sure that they're accommodating. In my work at Team with elderly services, we find there are many individuals that have greater needs than they can accommodate, especially since more than 50% of the individuals that we serve live alone. They have no one there with them. So they're living and they want to stay comfortably in their home where they're comfortable, where they're used to be staying. So our goal is to be able to help them to maintain that secure, safe place that they have. So affordable senior housing, we know that there's a need for that. We see that there's more senior housing that's being developed, but it has to be affordable for the individuals to move in there so that they can remain comfortable as well. The needs for other programs and services. So once someone becomes a senior, the challenge is now how they're going to be manage the transportation issues. Sometimes their license has been taken away by choice and sometimes not by choice. But little things that we take for granted, like going to the bank or being able to socialize with others, or even to go to medical appointments. That's a huge challenge, and we get calls every day of individuals needing to get a ride. And sometimes they don't get a ride, so they don't go to their appointment. So then that issue that Patrick says about making sure that everyone gets the care that they need, it's all about preventative medicine, some not getting the treatments or even the medications that they need because they don't have access to transportation. We need to keep that in mind as we move forward. One other thing is we have many individuals who are seniors living alone. They're living longer. More than 50% of the individuals we serve at Team are over 80 years of age. And that's one of the fastest growing populations as the baby boomers effective. We have individuals that are in their hundreds receiving services. An individual using our medical transportation rides that's 100 years old that still use that to go to her medical appointments. An individual on Meals on Wheels, it's 101. So individuals are living longer and they are remaining in their homes, but we need to be able to provide and continue to provide the funding for their services so they can continue to stay comfortable in their home, especially if they're living alone and they have no social interaction with others in the community. Well, we find there are many seniors taking care of other seniors, and that presents its own challenges. So what we determined with the Senior Services Council and the Valley senior service providers is that there's no adult daycare in the valley. Individuals are actually traveling to Stratford and Hamden and Middlebury every day, at least 12 or more miles, to go to get the much needed care. We're very excited that TEAM is looking to propose an adult daycare medical model right in Seymour with the support of Linda Gentile and Jason Perillo and Ben McCordy, and 100% of participation from all of the elected officials and support. We have put a bond funding proposal for a site in Seymour on Pine Street to have the adult daycare medical model. Because individuals need to be able to get socialized and to be stimulated, a senior center may not be the best means for them. Individuals may want to have, or caregivers may need some respite, or may need to make sure that individuals have a place to go so they can continue to work and have their lives and take care of their families. So we have many challenges, but we also have opportunities to be able to provide the services for our seniors. I hope I covered everything that we have, that we've acknowledged, but it's a very, I want you to take a time to actually talk to some seniors. Make sure you look after them. There's individuals that are lonely and isolated, and they need to have individuals come and see them and talk to them. And they're a wealth of history. We can learn from them because they've lived through history. Thank you.
Thank you, Suzanne. You know, as we were talking about the seniors, because I'm really close to being one of these seniors, I've decided that there should be seniors, like baby boomer seniors, and then there should be super seniors. And the super seniors are when they are 80, right? Because that's when they start needing, they really can't really start driving themselves sometimes, or they can't take care of a lot of individual, what is it called when you're taking care of your daily needs? Activities of daily living. So that score actually goes higher as people age, and it really starts making a difference when they hit approximately 80, 85. And of course, now we're living longer. So these, as Suzanne was saying, it is opportunities. It's opportunities for volunteerism and for getting, working with our seniors. It was interesting because, especially with the seniors, I think there was a time when it was, bring them their medications, bring them their whatever they need to their home. But then they also found that the seniors were getting depressed because they weren't able to get out, and they didn't get to socialize, and they were isolated. And then you start talking about the mental health issues. It's all in the index, lots of information, but it's fascinating to figure out, okay, what's the best way to start addressing this?